what I really wanted to do was in the opening couple minutes. Well, I watched the opening like 6-ish minutes of the show. But of those opening 6 minutes, if you've seen it, the first X amount of minutes aren't with your main character. So anyways. Alright, looks like the stream's running okay. It's rendering wise. But within the first few shots that you have with the protagonist, I spotted a couple locations and I was like, ooh, I want to see. Well, yeah. Like you see him in his you see him in his place of residence. And it's similar to V's, but I was like, it's probably not V's, it's probably another mega building apartment. Sorry, I recently was playing Red Dead and now the controls have me all fucked up. Okay. I was on this ledge and I saw something interesting here. That's why I marked it. But in the interim, I want to... So it looks like his apartment was in Pacifica because you see the stadium in the background. So there's got to be a mega building somewhere around here. I know, that's where the Voodoo Boys are. Ooh. Ooh, this is probably his. Okay, one super dope thing about this game, and it's been like this from the jump, is the little fast travel stations have the little, green hologram projector over them. Projection over them, so you can kind of see them from a distance. Let me make sure my audio is synced real quick. I'm going to turn myself down a bit. Just a smidge. And maybe this up. There. Yeah. I might be able to do it already, but I presume I can't since I'm not even affiliated, but I'd love to be able to do watch parties with like Rings of Power. It'd be super fire if you can do it with Cyberpunk. I'm slide canceling. Finally fixed my 4K pass-through problem. I had to disable HDR and HDR10. Because I basically couldn't stream and also view my game in 4K like I previously could. But yeah, once I turned off HDR, it worked. No more black screen. Just kind of have to have a cam. Man, how ugly am I looking right now, bro? Straight 4 eyes in a bitch. I was trying to figure out how to VIP people and what all that entails. I think I recently unlocked that ability. Whoa, this is cool as shit. I just took a random elevator. Now I'm at this dolphin statue. Oh, what? Oh, don't tease me. Okay. Secret nightclub. One of my biggest gripes with the game when it came out, like there was a few about the things they omitted, and one was like I felt like look at my stats: 19 intelligence, 10 technical ability. Your boy should be able to hack that open. Oh, this is sick. This reminds me of like nearish where, you know, kind of up in the, how do I even put this? Like the rafters, the canopy, um, like the parade mission, which I haven't done yet. But oh, I've gotten to the part where me and him talk about it. Oh well, it is right there. That's why. Okay. Wow. I want to get into Satan's pit. In the few minutes that I've seen of okay, this is a shame. See, these don't make sense. They even get outlines. Look, they have the data on the right side of the screen like you would see an enemy. That has to be cut content. That's probably part of a mission or something. Oh, in the few minutes that I watched, there's so many little bits of lore and like world building. It's pretty sick. You obviously like Arasaka, but you see All Goods and Petrochem and Incart and Incola. Or where am I? I gotta take the elevator back down. Man, it's doing the thing again too, my computer, where it's like every time I stream, it says my hard drive disk space available is going down. Even though I do not have the setting where it auto, you know, it auto records your stream. I do not have that. Why does it do that? Alright, fuck it. I'll look at it in a minute. Oh, what up, Hydra? I have not yet. The last meaningful bosses that I was basically at were, I think it's like so there's two commanders so far at least that I've run into. The one in Kaled, I think Commander O'Neill, and then there's the one in the ice place in the mountaintop of the giants, Commander O'Neill maybe. And I'm on the Commander O'Neill and the mountaintop one is one. And the other one was the big serpent underneath the volcano manor. What you been up to? You been playing some Conan?
Feel good about yourself.
Oh, gotcha. You don't have Game Pass, I'm guessing? That's how I played a little bit, like 40 minutes yesterday for the first time. And yeah, that's how I had it. It was Game Pass.
When your hunger is quiet, slaughterhouse contains easy Playthru beef culture.
自分や愛する誰かのために祭壇のレンタルやご購入を検討されている方はノースオーク慰霊堂の管理者にご相談ください。
When a phantom itch leads to a fatal system error, foreign body, install at your own risk.
To all Night City residents,
In this game?
Night City is
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. In this game, you have. Whoa. No. I mean, no. Essentially, no. You have a main apartment, which is like your core apartment. You're starting there as part of the narrative. There are other apartments you can buy that serve as essentially, kind of just like safe houses, right? A place to swing by, save if you want, put stuff in storage, change your wardrobe. And so there are 4 additional ones, so you can have 5 total places. Yo, look how sick this fucking intersection is. You got the monorail, this Willy Wonka, I don't even know, Fort Discovery-esque. This is just sick. Have you played? How much of this game have you played? Any? I'm guessing not by that question. Have you seen the anime that recently came out on Netflix? Which I watched, as my title says. I started it tonight, watched the first 6 minutes, and it's really good. I have every intention of finishing it, but it just made me want to play the game. Which I had been playing recently anyways. I dove back into my save file.
Fucking city!
Oh! Ooh! Sorry, I was texting one of my buddies. No, but I had a buddy who played it in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I logged some. Granted, I was fortunate enough to get an Xbox Series X, you know, that opening November that it came out. So I had it by the time this game came out. And how do I put this? So, like, obviously I didn't deal with a lot of the performance related bugs, and it's more, it deserves to say more than just bugs, because a lot of games have bugs at launch and even, you know, later. It had things that, in fairness, probably would have ruined the experience for a lot of people, like with crashes, bugs, cars clipping in and out of the geometry. When you stared, I think you had a truth. Yeah, you do. You have like a kind of like a backstory, but you after a little bit, it kind of streamlines into where no matter what you start with, you kind of get on the same path. And that was one of the legit complaints about the game. If not that every game needs to have this crazy branching narrative experience. That's why it's hard to do. That's why not many games do it, and the ones that do it gets like so much praise. But it got some criticism is because you can see why. Well, they overhype. They sold us on a lot of these like kind of mechanics that eventually they had to trim. They had to cut. They couldn't implement. And so one of them is that I believe they initially had it more fleshed out, where what you picked at the beginning truly would lead to almost entire different experiences throughout the entire course, with maybe a couple of there's obviously a few major moments that they wanted as like how do I put this, like when you're making a movie, you have certain beats that you want to get to, certain fight, a certain set piece, a certain one-on-one in a cafe or a diner between two characters. Like when you're constructing a narrative, you want to reach those. So there's a few that should overlap, but anywho, it looks, you can tell that they had to trim a lot of that to get the game out. And so yeah, there are beginning stories, but they eventually. Why am I just running around? I am being an absolute goober. It's not as fleshed out as you would have hoped, and eventually they might can get there. Hell, a Cyberpunk 2 kind of situation, but yeah, I loved it at launch. Although I was bummed by some of the missions. Like, it would have been cool if those meant more. You having played GTA, especially on GTA Online, you know how their garage system kind of works, where let's take, if this car was in GTA, right? I would go on to, and it was GTA Online, or even single player or whatever. You would, wrong button. You'd pull up your cell phone, and you would go to one of the car manufacturer's websites, and you would buy it, and you would pick a color, and then you can go customize it further at a mod shop, and you can make it blue with some trimmings, boom, and then that's that. You put it in a garage. You can then go get an additional one of these, right? And then have it a completely different color, different tint, different boom, and have two different versions. This game doesn't do that. There are cars throughout. Like, another thing, if I wanted to steal this car, yank it from them, I can, cool. But I can't go and deposit it somewhere to summon this car later. Not even this model, let alone this exact unique car. So that's kind of one of my biggest bummers. Where I saw the show. I saw the show till I finish it. You watched it all though? I watched the first 6 minutes of the first episode. I'm gonna absolutely finish it. It looks so good. It's one of those things that I feel like if you've played Cyberpunk before, you'll find a lot of things that you love. And then I've heard that it's like good enough that it's making a lot of people try out Cyberpunk who probably wouldn't have otherwise. I've watched it. I'm completely caught up. I'm loving it. So good. That hour-long episode last week was super good, where they finally got to go over there and spend some time and meet people. Super sick. So if you've seen the show, one of the things that the very first episode starts with that like cyber psycho going crazy, and then them taking him down, and then it opens with the main character in his apartment with his mom, and they talk about, she's like, I'm super tired, I worked a night shift, And then they ultimately show her on TV being one of the paramedics who deal with the aftermath, which I thought was cool. Aftermath of that cyber psycho. Anywho, but in that opening little sequence where you've seen the main character walking to class or school or whatever, again, I just like 5-6 minutes in. You've seen Welcome to Wrexham. What about Cyberpunk's anime? Well, okay, this won't spoil it. The main character, you see him leave his home of residence. Whoa, you know, crazy. I think you'd imagine that he would leave his crib at one point. And you see him walking. And then it like cuts, and then he's on the subway, and then boom, he's traveling across the city. And anyways, you see his mega building in the background. But in like the next shot, you see boom, and so immediately I paused it and I was like, dude, I want to go on and see which one's his apartment building, because you see the stadium, and I'm like, damn, he's got to be in a mega building in Pacifica. 'Cause that's how much time I'd spent in this game back in the day was. Plus, I have a really good memory, so I can remember like where Haywood is, like Haywood, Pacifica, Watson, Japantown. So now, the question is, can I get in this bitch? Wait, there's a quest here. Maybe that's relevant? But yeah, I wish I could have variants to this car. I can take this and customize it, or like if I found a random one that's a different, because there are different ones. At least that's the case, that you can find other color palettes of that same model in the world. But if you know you happen to steal it from the person, you can't take it anywhere and then have that. Is my audio okay, by the way? Now, my fear... Yo, Hydra, you been listening to your boy? When you first asked, you're like, have you seen Welcome to Wrexham? I said, oh yeah, I fucking love it. I'm completely caught up. I said, last week's episode, which was an hour long, was awesome. I love them actually getting over to Wrexham. And yeah. You high? Let me smoke what you're smoking, dog. Yeah, and then I can do both. I was talking about Cyberpunk, and then you brought up Welcome to Wrexham, so I said, yes, I love it, and I talked about it for a smidge, and then I went back to Cyberpunk. I'm good like that. I can have multiple conversations. You're good. I can have 4 simultaneous ones if need be. Oh, sorry, that was stretching. I forgot my cam's not on. Can I go in this? Oh, I hope that, what I was going to say though is I hope me coming looking for any stuff with the show won't spoil the show for me. Like, what if they only intend people to come look for this kind of shit after they've seen it all? Yeah, I'm oh yeah, that, well, it's, like more like an announcement. Yes, I did. That was fucking sick. It was so well done. Between the sorry we didn't have anything for D23, cheeky. To obviously the, you know, being open and honest about how tough it is and what they're trying to do, and you know, so then obviously to Hugh walking behind and how well they time it. He goes, well, we did have one idea. And then he walks behind and he's like, you down to play? And I like how he's like casually, you know, Hugh Jackman, you don't even see him really like just his his body, but you don't see his face really well. But I like how he's seemingly just like eating an apple. How casual that is. Where, hey, you want to play Wolverine one more time? And eat an apple. Yeah, Ryan. Sure. Yeah. And it makes it works really well. Um, Considering how close they are, how beloved Hugh Jackman is. How beloved Hugh Jackman is as Logan. I forgot, that's your dog's name. You're a big Wolverine fan, yeah? Alright, I guess I'll go fuck with this. I'm just kind of nervous. I don't want it to spoil the show for me.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, this is sick. Okay, this is definitely from the show. Whoa. Like, straight up from the show. Super sick. It says 31 at the top right. This is fire. I'm gonna do my cam, I guess, but I really don't want my ring light on. It's too shit. Oh, that'd be good. This is essentially the show.
What the hell you doing? Back it up. Looking to get shot?
This is literally the opening of the very first episode. Okay, so for clarity's sake, how much of the Cyberpunk anime have you seen? All of it, right? I hope this is cool to stream. I think it is because having just watched this part an hour ago, maybe 40 minutes ago, I think it has different music on the show. And in my settings, I have it where, they have a streamer mode setting for their music essentially, so you don't get DMCA'd. And I think it's also applying here. I could be wrong though. I'm pretty sure there's just a little bit more like melody, like more score. I had a good vibe that I would like the show, and people would like it because it was done by Studio Trigger. They're incredible. Which one? The dude spacewalking essentially, or like skipping time? What are you gonna call it? To a degree. I'll show you what I mean in a minute after this. Hey, off the top of your head, do you know... Okay, so let's say... I recently got the ability to have VIPs. Hold on, what's going on here? One David Martinez ignored. Will you? Do you, off the top of your head, do you know what kind of like benefits and privileges the VIP gives them?
What in the fuck?
Like, it's not the same as being a mod, right? If you VIP somebody, they can't change your stream title, could they? Ooh, text, that's cool. It's text one of the fixers from the game and ask them about David Martinez. I love that. So when they had their big update recently, their Edgerunner update right here, right, for the show, when it came out, it says It's an anime series that'll pull you even deeper into the world. Keep your eyes peeled for traces the story's characters have left behind. Secrets from Edgerunners await you in the streets of Night City, so get out there and find them. Now, if anyone knows me, they know that. Well, first off, I'm sure people have already posted a list and a map, and you. I'm not the type to ever want to look that up. I wouldn't want to be told where they are. Only maybe years after it's like relevant or something, and I'm finally given like I'm way beyond carrying in my backlog will I want to do that. But um I going into watching it tonight, I knew that this existed. So that's again right when I saw the character walk out of his apartment. Well, first in his apartment, I was like, hey, that's the same kind of like layout as V's apartment. I'm not saying it's the same one, but it's the same. It's probably in a mega building. Was exactly what I had put down. And then when he walks out, I see the stadium in the background, and I was like, he's in Pacifica's mega building, and it's super dope that in the are you talking about the ability in the game? No. In the game, no. You talking about the ability? Well, kinda. Yeah, like this isn't even the best version of it, but I have an ability where when I get noticed, time slows down big time, super slow mo, and it gives you time to like adjust and strategically try to target people. Oh no, it did. It definitively did. Um, when you look at its, it breaking its own record, and I think it eventually broke Witcher 3's concurrent player record. Oh yeah, and I love that because I love the game at launch, but I also understand why people might have had such bad experiences because of the performance that they never even attempted it or immediately were put off, or maybe their performances were fine, but they just thought the game was kind of lackluster. And there's still elements they need to tweak. Like if they really want this game to be beloved, they need to clean up the crafting. It is so look at this. It is so green. I was playing Conan Exiles yesterday, and when you play games like Grounded or Ark or Conan or even Minecraft, it's really hard to get those kind of menus right. They're almost always going to be these catalog like menus. Can't be long. It's late, so good night. Have fun. All right, bud. These like types of menus and whatnot. Thanks for stopping by again. And what did you know about the VIP? I'm talking about with Twitch. Sorry, I didn't make that clear, but yeah, I recently unlocked to have people as VIP. Is that what you meant when you said in the game? No, you thought I was asking us about VIPs in the game? Because that would have made sense in the context. I think it's super dope though that I see the character leave and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find what his apartment building is. And right here, they're bomb. A BD with like the beginning of the episode. So sick. What was the other thing? I mean, he does go to. I guess I can try that. You see the hologram, the fish hologram, so that's in City Center. One of the things that they cleaned up pretty quickly after launch, but those really off-putting, I'm sure, for a lot of people, was the driving wasn't near clean enough. And with certain vehicles, it was downright clunky. Now, I kept telling myself at the time, GTA 5, when you start on single player or you're online, it can feel clunky, especially flying and stuff too. But you have to level up your driving skill, and then your flying skill, your shooting, all that can be leveled up. And it almost felt like the game initially, even the nice cars felt a little rough, and their brakes sucked, and they didn't have good traction. And I think it was because they probably, another one of the cut mechanics surely was you leveling up a driving skill and a shooting skill and those other motor functioning skills, I guess. And they had to cut that. So they didn't tweak the driving enough to compensate for your lack of ability to improve at driving. That one came off the tongue nice. So anyway, ooh, petrochem, see that?
Hey, V. Got a serious gig, which means I'll be needing a serious merc. Want you to hop to 6th Street Turf and graft a virus onto their tech. Counting on you, champ. Oh, and one last thing. There's this techie, Lucius Thorin. I wouldn't mind if he got a piece of lead to the skull. You dig? Good.
That's really
Specs
great to see.
attached.
Since I started streamed 130,000 frames and I've dropped 4 so far. Alright, I want to go to City Center and see if there's anything under the fish hologram. All while streaming at 1080p. Feels good. Feels very good. I'm gonna undo my camera real quick while I eat a snack. These peanut butter filled pretzels. Woo-hoo-hoo, give me some. Free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
There you go. Yet another media killed herself. Scream sheets are saying it was work-related stress, but her folks are calling foul play. So, think you can dig something up? Got more deets attached.
Yo, by the way, one of those, that was my car, the Caliburn. I was just talking about, different variant. Oh. Alright. I should be done snacking. No, I gotta go. I need to eat a couple more.
N カードは乗客の安全および健康について一切責任を負いません。ご利用は自己責任でお願いいたします。
The memorial. Sure, don't mind if I do. Damn.
Se encuentra en un lugar conmemorativo. Sea respetuoso.
Oh, I'm gonna call him. Okay, that should be it. Okay. Oh, this is dope. I don't. I've been in this area and I've seen the memorial on the outside, but I've never come to the inside. It's especially poignant after you do that certain story mission. All right, where is it at? Ah, the tower. Is this it? No. This one? No, it's this one. The tower is an omen of radical change, chaos, and destruction. The lightning striking the tower signifies a return to the old order that lies buried under the ruins, and a new order that will rise from it. It is a symbol of tragedy, apocalypse, and self-destruction. Ooh, that felt good. Alright, since I'm gonna be streaming, I want to do this. I've done this one once on my first on the playthrough on the Scuba Steve save. So this would be one of those that I'm like getting myself caught back up to where I should be. Not everyone's made for Maelstrom. Some, surprise, surprise, don't take too. That's a typo. Too well to having half they're missing a no. Have their face chopped off. They start hearing voices, seeing and imagining things. Then it's enough to get their hands on a gun and that recipe. And that recipe for disasters ready to serve. It was a little choppy. Yeah, this one's mad trippy. Freaking seance. Giovanni Brizzi. Ah! I wish you can dismantle things from this menu. Oh, I'm desecrating the monument. They call me Parkour Poppy, and don't you ever forget it. Dude, this is so fire. I've seen this place 30-something times, 60-something times, and it still blows me away. Granted, when I put 80-something hours into this game back in 2020 when it came out, none of that was in 4K, so it's almost like a whole new experience. What a cool ass fucking walkway. So sick. Oh, no way. See, this game does have moments like
What a
this.
lovely
You know,
day.
I praise GTA 5's world and Red Dead's world for this. This does. You know, and in fairness to this game over GTA and Red Dead and Breath of the Wild and other brilliant, brilliant, brilliant open world games over the last few years, or last decade, is none of them have to do holograms and billboards and neon lights and cybernetics and flying cars and skyscrapers, like a lot of them, and neon lights and billboards and holograms on your skyscrapers. Yo, someone was in my stream earlier. We were talking about the Deadpool announcement tonight, and you know, I was thinking it's set up so nicely too, because in the MCU, you know, we have what they're calling the incursions, and basically, you know, when one multiverse collides with another, and you know, if it's not fixed or if it gets too late in the process and you can't reverse it, it can lead to like one of the universes, if not both, completely ceasing to exist, right? And so what if that's how they play it? Like the Fox universe is having an incursion, and it in the end they can't save the whole thing, but they can send Deadpool, and it might just be one of those where by the end, you know, Hugh Jackman comes and he helps Deadpool basically get through and make, you know, maybe not intentionally like, oh, you make it and I'll die, because you know, it's like, of all people you're gonna like give everything to save Wade, but you get what I'm saying. Like by the end of it, Logan won't make it, and that way he can sign off. We'll get to see Hugh Jackman brilliant Logan interpretation in the MCU.
You forgot to spit on me.
They can also, like, they could cast, and they could have a bunch of the, not necessarily maybe Patrick Stewart as Xavier, because he died in Logan, right? But maybe Psylocke, people like that could be in that movie, and they also die with, you know, in with that universe in a cool fitting way, and that way we get, you know, a proper send off and, you know, conclusion on them, and then whoever they would want to keep as the characters can make it through. But the one thing that does do is, like, and they could eventually answer this, I guess, but what happens if they come and stay in, like, the MCU verse 616, I think? You know, there's debate on that, but anyways, if they come and stay, what does that mean for the Wade Wilson and the characters in this universe? I'm just running around aimlessly right now, so bad. I do that a lot in this game, and that's a good sign of how much fun I have just moving around in the world and looking at stuff and looting the random crates. Something's rotten in the city of dreams. A series of suicides, a rash of self-destruction. That's the one in the station. I'll come back to that. Really came to just see some of the locations from the anime. Oh, I might even just pull up the anime on my other screen. No, that's not doing it right. Doing it right, everybody. I'm doing it right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to watching anime. That was super dope though. Finding that thing by the apartment, and being able to just like, hey, that like knowing the map, knowing the Stadium of Pacifica, mega building, boom. Sure, a person might randomly find that too by just pinging it um, on their map because it has a quest icon. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I know Twitch is getting rid of their Twitch forever has had hosting and rating, right? And I'm trying to remember. They're gonna get rid of one of those two. Um. So I want to make sure I do the one that's going to be around a little longer. Raid channel. I don't even see host as an option anymore. Stop raids for 1 hour. Prevent incoming raids to your channel for 1 hour. That's interesting. That stream marker. Put that. Raid a channel. Added. Start watch party. Why is that not added anymore? Add stream marker with description. Yes, please. Start watch party. Yes, please. Host channel, raid a channel. Send your viewers to another channel at the end of your stream to help them grow. Share another channel when offline. I think they're getting rid of hosting and keeping raiding, which makes sense because hosting, you're kind of like leeching a little bit more. You know, it's like more of a like you're not even online. You're offline. Sure, I guess it helps with exposure sometimes. But a lot of people just stay watching the stream that's being hosted on the initial, like let's say you watch some big streamer, I don't know, you know, name them, person A, and then that's who you always watch, and then they host person B, and you're just kind of like left there. You click on person A's stream, and you're still just, a lot of people will watch person B, but while in the channel of person A, so to speak, still with their chat, yada yada. I think scenario. So that's why getting rid of that makes sense to me. Like when you're done, when you're getting offline, send your viewers, help them out that way. Don't rebroadcast it. Okay. So, well, this is a double whammy. This is super cool. This is my first time raiding someone, which I think is dope. Even though I only have 2 viewers right now, but whatever. But also, I now have the button to start watch party, so I'm gonna do that with Rings of Power here ASAP. We're gonna, but I want to edit these. Edit quick actions. I want you down. Yeah. I want you here. Yeah.